In this video, we will see another example on preparation of final accounts, that is trading profit and loss account and balance sheet. So the trial balance is given, trial balance of Mrs. Lucy as on 31st March 2018. So from this trial balance, we are required to prepare a trading and profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March and a balance sheet as on that date. Okay, so from this trial balance we need to identify which items will go to the trading account, which ones will go to the profit and loss account, and which ones will go to the balance sheet. So the first item is the opening stock. So the opening stock is the first item that will be taking to the debit side of trading account. Then the purchases. After opening stock, we will show the purchases to the debit side of trading account. Then there is sales returns. Now these sales returns will be deducted from the sales. Sales will be shown to the credit side of trading account, and from that sales returns will be deducted. Wages are the direct expenses and therefore they'll be shown to the debit side of trading account. Salaries are indirect expenses and therefore they'll be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Carriage inward is a direct expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Cash in hand is a current asset and therefore it will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Debtors is also an asset, therefore it will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Advertisement, this is an indirect expense, that is the expense on selling, and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Discount allowed is also is an indirect expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Bills receivables is the amount receivable and therefore it will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Insurance is the expense which you have to pay for covering the risk and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Furniture is an asset and therefore it will be shown to the asset side of balance sheet. Machinery also is an asset. It will also be shown on the debit side of it will be also shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Octroi duty is an direct expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Drawings will be deducted from the capital. Capital will be shown on the liabilities side of balance sheet and from that drawings will be deducted. Office rent, it is an indirect expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Capital, as I told you earlier, will be shown to the liabilities side of the balance sheet. Creditors is the amount payable to the suppliers who have supplied us goods on credit and therefore it is a liability and it will be shown on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. Sales will be shown to the credit side of trading account. Purchases return will be deducted from the purchases. Purchases are shown on the debit side of the trading account and from that purchases return are deducted. Bills payable are your liability and therefore it will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Discount received is a indirect income of the business and therefore it will be shown on the credit side of profit and loss account. Bank loan is a liability and therefore it will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet. Then we'll see the adjustments that are to be made. The first adjustment is related to closing stock. So the closing stock was valued at rupees 21,000. Second adjustment is depreciate furniture by 5% and machinery by 10% per annum. Third adjustment is outstanding salary rupees 1,000 and wages rupees 500. And the last adjustment is prepaid insurance rupees 300. Now let us solve the numerical example on final accounts. In the books of Mrs. Lucy, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2018. So this is the trading and profit and loss account. This is the debit side and this side is the credit side. So both sides we have particulars and amount column. So we begin with the solution. So the first item that we take to the debit side of trading account is the opening stock. So in the given example, the opening stock is rupees 16,000. So we write the opening stock to the debit side. To opening stock, in the amount column rupees 16,000. After opening stock, the next item that appears on the debit side of trading account is purchases. So we take the purchases to purchases. Now in this example there are purchases returns. So we will have to deduct those purchases returns from the purchases. So we write the purchases here 37,900, and from this the purchases returns will be deducted. So in the given example the purchases returns are rupees 3,700. So we will deduct them, less returns 3,700. So after deducting the purchases returns from the purchases, we get rupees 34,200 that we write in the amount column. Then next we will see what are the direct expenses, and those direct expenses will be shown on the debit side of trading account. So the next direct expense is wages. To wages. Now on wages there is a adjustment to be made. So we don't write it in the amount column, we write it in the inner column. Wages rupees 2,000. We need to make an adjustment here. So we will leave a line after this and then we'll take the next direct expense. The next direct expense is carriage inward. So to carriage inward. So carriage inward is rupees 2,500. After that another direct expense is octroi duty. So we write to octroi duty. Amount is rupees 800. Okay, so now here we have taken all the direct expenses. We've taken opening stock, purchases and all the direct expenses to the debit side of trading account. Now we come to the credit side of trading account. On the credit side of trading account, we will show the sales. So by sales. Now here in this example, there are sales returns also. So we will have to deduct those sales returns. So by sales, we write 65,800, and from this we have to deduct the sales returns. So less returns. Now in the given example, the sales returns are rupees 800. So minus 800. In the amount column, we will have rupees 65,000 after deducting the sales returns. Now we will leave a line over here blank and we will make place for the totals. We will not be taking the totals now. We'll take the totals after making all the adjustments. Okay. So now here we are finished with the trading account. We continue with the profit and loss account below this. Now whatever indirect expenses and indirect incomes are there, those will be taken in the profit and loss account. So debit side of profit and loss account items we will see first. So in the given example, there are salaries. So debit side will write to salaries. Now here there is an adjustment to be made on salaries. So we write the amount of salaries in the inner column 11,000. Then we'll leave one line over here to make the adjustment. And then we take the next expense, indirect expense, that is to advertisement. That is rupees 3,200. Then another expense is to discount allowed. So the amount of discount allowed is rupees 1,000. Next expense is to insurance. Now insurance, there is an adjustment to be made. So we write it in the inner column 1,800. We will leave a line here for the adjustment and then we'll take the next expense, that is office rent. So we write to office rent. So office rent is rupees 3,200. So now we have taken all the indirect expenses which are given in the trial balance to the debit side of profit and loss account. Now we have to check whether there is any indirect income. Okay, so here we will leave one line blank to show the gross profit or gross loss maybe. So and then after that we write by, there is one income, indirect income, that is the discount received. So by discount received. This is an indirect income, so we are showing it to the credit side of profit and loss account. Rupees 2,500. Now here we have finished with all the items of the profit and loss account also. Now we will go to the balance sheet. So balance sheet is here. So in the books of Mrs. Lucy, balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. Liabilities amount rupees, assets amount rupees. So the balance sheet has two sides. One is liabilities side, other is the asset side. So first we'll go to the liabilities side. On the liabilities side, the first item we will write is the capital. So we'll write the capital balance in the inner column. So the capital balance given in the example is rupees 55,000. So it is written in the inner column. Now here in the capital we need to add the net profit. If there is a net loss, it will be deducted. Then there are drawings given in the example. Those drawings will have to be deducted. So we'll have to leave 3-4 lines over here, and then we take the next liability. So here we can write the next liability, that is the bank loan is there. So bank loan is a liability, and we'll write it on the liability side of the balance sheet. So the amount of bank loan is rupees 20,000. Then there are creditors given. So creditors, again it is another liability. So the creditors amount is rupees 15,000. Liability side of balance sheet. Then there are bills payable. Bills payable is amounted to rupees 8,000. So we write 8,000 on the liability side of balance sheet. Then we have finished all the items which are given in the trial balance. Other items we will be writing after making the adjustments. Then we move to the asset side of the balance sheet. So on the asset side we write the cash in hand. It is asset, cash in hand. So the cash in hand is given as rupees 6,000. Then there are debtors. So the amount of debtors is rupees 23,300. Then another current asset is bills receivables. So the amount is rupees 10,000 for bills receivables. Then the next asset is machinery. This is a fixed asset. Now on machinery we have to provide depreciation. This adjustment has to be made. So we write the amount in the inner column, rupees 40,000. Then we will leave one line over here and we'll take the next asset over here, that is the furniture. Now on furniture also we have to provide depreciation. So in the inner column we'll write the amount of furniture, value of furniture, rupees 8,000. Okay, now here again we have taken all the assets that are given in the trial balance. Now what we will do is we'll see the adjustments one by one. So we'll read the adjustments. The first adjustment given in the example is related to the closing stock. So it is mentioned that the closing stock was valued at rupees 21,000. So the first, we have to give two effects of each adjustment. The first effect of closing stock will be shown on the credit side of trading account. So we will write here by closing stock rupees 21,000. So this is one effect. We show it on the credit side of trading account by closing stock. Other effect of closing stock will be shown on the assets side of balance sheet. It is an asset of the business, the closing stock, so it will be shown on the asset side. Here, closing stock. So the amount is rupees 21,000. So we have finished with the first adjustment. We have shown the closing stock on the assets side of the balance sheet. Then the second adjustment is depreciate furniture by 5% and machinery by 10% per annum. So we'll have to provide depreciation. So furniture has to be depreciated by 5%. So furniture less depreciation. So 5% on rupees 8,000, that comes to rupees 400. So we will deduct 400 from rupees 8,000, and in the amount column we'll write the amount 7,600. 8,000 minus 400. 7,600 is the depreciated value of furniture. Then we also have to depreciate the machinery. So from machinery less depreciation. So the percentage of depreciation on machinery is 10%. So on 4,000, 10% is rupees. On 40,000, the depreciation, 10% depreciation is rupees 4,000. So we deduct the depreciation from the machinery, and in the amount column we write the depreciated value, that is rupees 36,000. So this is one effect of depreciation. What we have done, from that respective asset we have deducted the amount of depreciation we help using the percentage given. Now the second effect of depreciation will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account, because it is an indirect expense of the business. So we come to the debit side of profit and loss account. After office rent we will write to depreciation. Now here depreciation is first of all on furniture. So on furniture the depreciation is rupees 400, and on machinery the depreciation is rupees 4,000. So 4,000 plus 400. 4,400 is the total amount of depreciation on the fixed assets of the business. Then we'll see the next adjustment, that is third one. Outstanding salary is rupees 1,000 and wages rupees 500. Now we have shown salaries here on the debit side of profit and loss account. This is the amount paid, and there is still some amount outstanding. So that outstanding amount will have to be added to this amount, so that the total amount of expense, the total expense on salaries for this particular year will be shown in this year only. So here to salaries we will add outstanding. So the outstanding amount of salary is rupees 1,000. So we will add the outstanding amount and we will write the total amount in the rupees column, 12,000. Then there are outstanding wages also. So outstanding wages we have shown on the debit side of, we have shown the wages on the debit side of trading account. So in this we will add outstanding. The outstanding amount given in the example is rupees 500. So we will add this here. The 2,000 rupees will add 500. In the amount column we'll take 2,500. So this much is the amount of expense of wages for the particular year. Then this was the first effect. Second effect is this outstanding wages and outstanding salaries both are a liability to the business, and therefore they will be returned to the liabilities side of the balance sheet. We will write first of all outstanding salary rupees 1,000, and similarly outstanding wages rupees 500 on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. Now we will see the last adjustment, that is prepaid insurance rupees 300. So the insurance expense we have shown on the debit side of profit and loss account. The amount is rupees 1,800. So in the adjustment it is mentioned that out of this amount the insurance prepaid, that is the insurance for the next year, that is paid in advance. So that does not belong to this year, and so what we'll have to do is we'll have to deduct that prepaid amount from this insurance amount. So we will deduct it less prepaid. So the prepaid amount is rupees 300. We'll deduct it, and in the amount column we'll write 1,500. 1800 minus 300, 1500. So this is one effect of the adjustment. Second effect of this adjustment will be shown on the assets side of balance sheet. All the prepaid expenses are shown as current assets. So on the asset side of balance sheet, we will say prepaid insurance rupees 300. So now we have finished doing all the adjustments. We will take the totals of the trading account debit side as well as credit side and find out whether there is a gross profit or gross loss. Now here it is seen that the credit side is greater. So it means that there is a gross profit. So we take the total of credit side, that is rupees 86,000. This total is greater than the debit side total. So the greater total will be written on both sides, 86,000. So 86,000 minus the total of the debit side's amount. That will be the gross profit. So we write here 2 gross profit carried down, and that amount comes to rupees 30,000. That is the gross profit. Now this gross profit is carried down to the profit and loss account. It will be shown at the first item on the credit side of profit and loss account by gross profit brought down. BD is brought down. So the same amount 30,000 will be brought down to the profit and loss account. Now the next task is to find out the net profit or net loss. So what we will do is we'll take the totals of both the sides of profit and loss account also. Now here also it is clear that the credit side is greater. So credit side total we will write on both the sides, rupees 32,500 credit side total. The same total will write on the debit side also, 32,500. So the difference between the credit side total and the debit side total will be the net profit. So here we will write 2 net profit. So the difference is rupees 7,200. This is the net profit. Now this net profit belongs to the proprietor, and therefore it will be added to the capital of the proprietor, and the capital of the proprietor is shown on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. So here in capital we will add net profit. So the amount of net profit rupees 7,200 will be added to the capital 62,200. Now one more thing what we have to do is we have to deduct the drawings from the capital. So next line, less drawings. So in the trial balance the drawings are given as rupees 2,500. So we will deduct the drawings from the capital balance. 59,700 is the balance of capital after adding the net profit and deducting the drawings from that. Now the last task that is left is to take the totals of both sides of the balance sheet. The liability side of the balance sheet as well as the asset side of the balance sheet should tally. That means the totals should be same. If the totals of both sides of the balance sheet are same, it means you have solved the example correctly and you can get score full marks for it. So we'll take the totals. So the totals of the balance sheet both sides is rupees 1,04,200. The balance sheet has tallied. The assets and liabilities side are equal. So students, I hope you'll have understood this example. In the next video, we'll come up with one more new example on final accounts. Thank you.